Hi everybody, Steve here again with a regular update on my exploits in the affiliate marketing field. As usual, I'm recording this outside on the, I don't know what do you call it, the veranda I think I'll call it, here at my home in West Africa, Gambia, West Africa. So there might be a little bit of background noise going on now and again. One of the kids are off school at the moment, so we won't get them shouting and screaming about. As I always say, time-saving tip, and I think it makes me sound better. If you play this at sort of 1.5 times the speed, so there's the button somewhere at the bottom, I think, with the cog on it. If you press on that, click on that, it'll give you the option to select X1.5, and I say it's quick watch, and it also makes me sound better, I do believe. Anyway, as really the period between sort of Christmas and New Year, sort of dead period there. Obviously not much happening sort of in the business world. So what I've decided to do on this video is just a recap of the past year. So 2023, I guess. Yeah, so it helps me to see the progress I've made and plan for next year, basically. So we started the year, unfortunately, back in the UK. I like to be here in January, but we sort of live in a holiday. It's a holiday home we have in the UK, and we're not allowed to be there in January, which is not normally a problem, but this year it was the time to renew my wife's visa or extend her visa. So we had to be there and wait for that to get processed, which didn't get done until the end of January. So yeah, so we had to go in sort of Airbnb places, which was hardly conducive to sort of running the business. So basically not much progress, not much happened in January. I did finish the probably mentioned before that I did Facebook advertising training, Facebook advertising agency training. That completed in January. So I started sort of advertising for customers for that, for clients for that, and that was about it really for January. You know, it was just one of those months where it was very difficult to settle into to sort of working due to sort of not being not been in a place where I used to working, if you get what I mean. Yeah. Anyway, that was January. So end of January we moved. We got the visa. We moved down here straight away because we encountered some cold weather. I don't like it these days. My wife's African, and obviously she finds it difficult to cope with the really cold weather. So February, we went down here. I actually stopped drinking in February last year. I stopped quit alcohol for a month. But unfortunately, after the month, I started again. Sometimes wish I hadn't really, but one of them things. I have to say that the reason I stopped for last February was I was getting too good at it, too good at drinking alcohol, and I had to prove to myself that I didn't stop it, and I stopped it for a month. I started it again, thinking that I could control it, but you know, as we're going on, probably I can't. Probably have to think about that again and address that issue. Anyway, February, I decided to look into the affiliate marketing side of things, and I joined a program in February called RPM. What's that stand for? Rapid Profit Machine, I think. Which, yeah, it was okay. There's plenty of stuff there to learn, but I don't know. It didn't feel right for some reason. But I went off, promoted it. I was using mainly solo ads for that. Got a list sort of building up. So sort of that was sort of February. March came along, and I started getting excuse me. Started getting some clients for the advertising agency. A little bit of money coming in obviously always helps. I will admit that my main client is my offline business, but I'm sure my fellow directors and myself would not tolerate paying me if I wasn't producing the results that they expect, or that we expect. I certainly won't pay myself for doing a substandard job, so obviously that helps. But having sort of outside people coming in as well, that also helps. I also launched a little training program, an online training program in February for my window blind business people. I wrote a book many years ago that tells people how to start and run a window blind business in the UK here, that is, and the online course is a continuation of that. It was my first effort, and it's not the most polished thing, but gave me some practice at putting together an online course, basically. Yeah, so that was that. March, let me just get my list. Yeah. Right, in March actually, I actually made my debut on TikTok. So that's my first my debut on film on online. I tell a lie actually, because I do recall that I did a YouTube video about 5 years ago, but I didn't talk on it. I was just demonstrating a window blind. So I would just pull the blind down and put it back up again. That was my first. But yeah, March this year, TikTok. I started TikTok, and that was talking and being on screen at the same time. So that took a lot of effort, a lot of persuading myself to do it. But I did it, and I'm pleased I did, and I actually again quite enjoy sitting here rambling on. Hope I sometimes makes sense, but maybe sometimes I don't. Who knows? Anyway, on to April, and bad news came through from my brother that Dad's had a minor stroke with TIA, I think they call them. I can't remember what that stands for. Yeah, it had a mild stroke anyway. So sort of back to the UK for that. Turned out he didn't have a mild stroke. It was quite a, 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 it was quite a quite a severe one actually. So we had a couple of months of, a couple of bad months really. He was in hospital for a long time, and he was not close to home. So we wanted to visit him and try and get his mind back, his memories going back as soon as possible. But it was a 40-mile round trip, and it was tiring. You got work to do, you got your life to live. But it's my dad, our dad, my brother's dad, and that's what you do. Anyway, things kept changing, and they said, "Oh, he's going home next week." What, and then they say he's not going home next week. We're doing a care package, this care package. What things going on? Anyway, eventually we got him settled. About beginning of June, I guess, in a care home. Well, he wanted one care home first, and we didn't like it. So we took him to a smaller care home, incidentally cheaper, but not cheap, if you know what I mean. So he loves it there, and although he'll never be the same man again. His memories are all mixed and warped. He'll never be the same man again, obviously, but he's happy there, He's got plenty of people around him of his own age, and he is well happy. That was basically written off 2 months there, sort of thing. So June, I met a man called Dean, who was going on to become a major influence on my business life going forward. I'd actually sent for Dean's book in February, I believe, January or February. Anyway, it didn't arrive in time for me to take with me to Gambia. So it was waiting for me when I went back to the UK. So I picked it up one day and read it. And yeah, it made sense. So I did. There was a course it came with, so I did that online. And then I took. I think I did the. I think I did his. What he called his Quick Start Challenge. And then I signed up for his sort of mentoring program, which is it's a significant outlay, but I believe it is worth it. So yeah, Dean Holland his company is going into net profits, and I think he is one of my main mentors. If the year before, sort of 2002 was the year I met Paul O'Mahony. This year was the year I met Dean. That's Dean Holland. You'll find links to his book in the on my blog. So if you want to have a look at that, please do. And I consider it. I'd say it's a 4-figure investment. I consider it an investment in my future. Yeah. The mentoring and his mentorship and him and his team, the mentor I get from them is incredible, and the only person I've ever, I think, in his position I've ever sort of had a phone call from and had a chat with, sort of thing. So yeah. I started. I started sort of affiliate market, actually doing the affiliate marketing about the middle of July. That's when I got into it, cracked into it, and got started sort of actively promoting. So I started promoting on with a paid Facebook advert, basically, because I basically hadn't afford sort of £5 a week. I could afford £5 a week advertising on Facebook, and as I run a Facebook advertising agency and call myself a Facebook advertising expert, it would be a little bit hypocritical not to use Facebook myself for my own business. So yeah, Facebook advertising. Yeah, it's going quite well. The Facebook advertising, well, it's going very well actually, I think. So I spend £5 a day, which is just over $6 a day, I would guess. And currently, and for that I'm getting an average of 7. It's just the average is just over 7, or between 7 and 8 people, 7 and 8 new leads per day. Too early to say the sort of quality of the leads at the moment, but so this month I've started noticing that, yeah, they are beginning to sort of warm a little bit. So, you know, I'm reasonably happy with that system there. Yeah, with that. Was my paid advertising approach. July, yeah, I started, July I started recording these update videos, but I think the July one has only been recently uploaded, so it's the number 1 in the series, and then there's a big gap because I stopped doing that. I stopped doing the TikTok. Don't ask me why. There's other things going on. Other things going on in my life which took priority, so you know. But now I'm doing these videos sort of once a week, and I'm doing a TikTok, a 60-second TikTok video every day, without fail, and they are then sort of reposted into other channels as well, and that's going to grow over time as well. So that's my leads. Yeah, August we came back to Gambia for a month, or I came back because my wife was here still. So I came back to Gambia for a break, really, and a recharge. So pretty much the same. We just carried on. Nothing sort of massive happened. We just carried on learning and growing and learning new things every day. The knowledge I have from what I had this time last year is absolutely amazing. It's amazing the amount of things that you learn from these people, from these experiences. So yeah, September September I was I started redoing my email sequences, and started looking at that particular area. I do have an issue, a problem coming from a sort of an offline retail environment where we used to actually visit people in their homes and advise them on what blinds they want. Sort of, we'll use the same. We use basically the same techniques as what is recommended online. It's a personal approach. I'm just trying to find a way to get what I used to do, selling window blinds in people's houses, onto online. I'll get there eventually. Anyway, yeah. September, October, we came back to. Well, we went back to the UK in October to see family really, and to close the holiday home down for the winter. Caught a bit of frosty weather, but yeah, here we are. It's nice to go back there. Well, it's nice to go there, obviously, and it's nice to have the best of both worlds. I'm thankful that I can at the moment do it, and hopefully I want to enhance this lifestyle a little bit by sort of having our own place here in Gambia. This place is rented, and it's not ideal because the landlords down here aren't the best in the world. They want paying, but they don't want to do anything on their property. Right, November I started doing my short. Well, I came back to Gambia in November actually, and November I started doing my short videos again on excuse me, let me take a drink of coffee. So I restarted doing my videos on TikTok, which I say now do every day. Well, I had a couple of days off over Christmas, but you have to recharge sometimes. But that is the shape of my future plans, sort of thing. It is to go more, or to have the one paid advertising source, which will be Facebook, and the rest of it will be organically produced traffic from social media and social media and the videos. So on to December, and this, well, if you watch it on the blog, the blog that this appears on, as well as on YouTube, that was set up in December. Yeah, it's probably not perfect yet, but you know, get it going and get it good is the motto that I swear by, and it usually works in most things. And as I've started now seeing some results from my mailing list. So I started really in, say, July this year. So I'm sort of 6 months in. Somebody told me recently that you know, YouTube channels and stuff usually take off around about 18 months after launch. That's when they see their, what do you call it, hockey stick effect. So you want to up they go. So yeah, it's all about patience and building the right foundations, patience, and keeping to the plan at the end of the day. So yeah, that's my 2003 done. Looking forward to 2004. Some ways 2003 has been a challenging year, shall we say. And it's not just me that's had a challenging year. I think many people in many books of business that have had challenging years. Maybe it's the post-COVID sort of realizations, and you know, the state of the whole world's economy, basically. That's causing it. I don't know. Anyway, onwards and upwards. I think 2040 is going to be brilliant. Most of my mentors have got exciting stuff coming up next year, and I've got some exciting plans too. So just stay tuned, and I can assure you we'll be the first to know. So if you're watching this anywhere other than my blog, if you want to pop over to my blog, sign up for my newsletter, and you'll be in the loop, keeping up to date. And yeah, it's me. Thanks for watching, and I wish you a happy New Year in advance. Thank you.